The UnLearners. Learn, change, grow.
I think if you take one courageous step at a time, it's going to be such the UnLearning. Learn, change, grow.
Why this podcast?
Why this podcast? Okay, I really like that question. Here's the reason why this podcast makes a difference. It's because I believe that each and every person has that one mindset, that one behavior, that when you unlearned it, everything in your life changed. Like you almost became a different person. So much so that you can even split your entire life between before you unlearned this mindset or behavior and then after you unlearned it, when everything became completely different. And I feel that that journey of unlearning is what unites individuals. We are united in the idea that we've all had to push against a perspective that was either suggested to us, maybe very strongly, by our parents, by our society, our community, or even our teachers and our mentors, that we had to actually push against. And when we meet on the UnLearners podcast, we have conversations and we meet as individuals who collectively have shared experiences of challenging those perspectives. And I believe that when you come into this space, it helps you to feel like you are seen and you are heard, but also it gives you tools and strategies that help you keep moving in your unlearning journey.
Who is the podcast for?
Well, I think it becomes really self-explanatory, right? This podcast is for the everyday unlearner, whoever you are. You could be listening from the perspective of an organization and you want to shake things up. You want to build a culture where your people jump into change in a more excited, easy, and fun way. Or you could be listening just from the perspective of an everyday individual who is looking to be a lot more flexible in your day-to-day life in terms of how you learn, in terms of how you navigate your life, and maybe even transition from being one version of yourself to a completely different one. That's who this podcast is for. If you believe you're an unlearner, then this podcast is for you.
What can people expect to hear from you?
So unlearners that listen and even watch this podcast can expect both guidance, but they can also expect tools and practical tips. Now, I work extensively as a neuro coach, which means that I understand how to change in accordance with neuroscience, or how your brain actually works. So you'll not only get those amazing tips, but you'll also get the stories of my guests who are real life unlearners on the ground that will inspire you, that will motivate you, that will encourage you, but also teach you how to keep going on your personal journey. And maybe one day you get to sit in the chair with me and be the unlearner that we focus on.
Where can people watch and listen to the podcast?
So literally anywhere that you listen and watch podcasts is where you can find our podcasts. I'm talking Apple Podcasts, Google Play, I'm talking all of the platforms. Spotify, YouTube are all different platforms where you can watch and stream the podcast. So whatever feels comfortable and most authentic for you is where you can start engaging in the journey with the rest of the unlearners across the world.
The UnLearners. Learn, change, grow.
I think if you take one courageous step at a time, it's going to be such the UnLearning. Learn, change, grow.